Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play set in the Eberron campaign world. R.A. What's happening?
Nailed this timing.
We caught a train. Well,
Nailed this timing.
some of us caught a train. Not Ezri, not Ari,
Or Cal.
or Cal. Pog and Shade and Demise. I guess they couldn't keep her off the train either. Caught the train that our vampire friend, Quarry, also caught and forced to leave early. Meanwhile, Ari and Ezri deftly and without any drama escaped the clutches of the evil ambassador Naya, and saved Mina and convinced her without any trickery to this isn't any of this true. We got away, and then we magically forced Mina to come with us, so that she didn't just like run off and get herself killed. I mean, hopefully. At least if she gets killed, we'll be there to see it and know about it.
That's right.
What a weird silver lining.
Pog left his named weapon with baggage check, with coat check at the party. Were there? I actually don't. Do either of you non-Pog people have like interesting named weapons?
Ro was Talon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, my armor and shield that I spent a very long time acquiring.
Yeah.
And
Maybe you just will stay out of melee without that stuff. That would be best, I think.
Doesn't
That's
sound
lucky.
like Ari.
Anyway, apparently we're going to try to get it back, and I don't know how.
Okay, I don't know how this became a roast of me, but
So,
Oh, it started that way.
Ari and Esri, back to you. You all run through the streets, followed by Cal and Mina, and make your way back to the airship dock, hurrying up the tower stairs to to the pier from which you came. The ship
So,
is still there. Good news.
oh
Do
my
we know
god.
where this train is going? Like, do we get a destination?
I mean, there's only so many train lines heading out of Trollandport. Did we see a direction it was headed, Philip? That
was headed north.
Give us okay. The train line north. Malcolm.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Malcolm sits up and comes out of the helm.
we need
You're
your
back
help
early,
catching-
and you have different accoutrement of people.
Yes, we need your help catching a train headed north out of the city.
Well, this is the wrong station
Means
for that.
catching up to.
It left a half hour early. You know, trains famously doesn't leave on time. So, yeah, we need your help to fly us over so we can hop on board.
Just gonna hop on board.
I've never done this before, so yep,
Right.
that's the plan. Probably gonna
Uh-huh.
die, but you know,
All right, who's that?
this is Mina. She's a friend, and she's part of the reason that
Temporarily.
we came here was to get
She has
her
sort of
out
this-
of the city.
Hello?
This is Malcolm. He's the pilot that assisted us, and who's going to get us back to Thora later.
Are you a pilot or a captain? What is the technical?
That seems like the least
Well, I'm
important
both
thing right now.
on this particular vessel.
So, Malcolm, would you be willing to fly us north over the train line so we can catch the lightning rail?
Well, I suppose that sounds a little bit fun. So,
Great. Yep, sounds like a lot of fun.
Fair enough. Well, you'll get on board. I'll go wake the Duchess up.
Thank you.
And he heads back.
Ari says to Ezri telepathically, do you have any way of making her magically go to sleep?
I don't think so. Not in the way you
The
mean.
ring shudders and then forms the crackling ring of lightning around the hull of the ship as it pulls away from the dock and rises and heads out over the city.
No, I don't. I'm
All right.
pretty much, well, completely out of stock on brews and such.
Okay, then I feel like we just need to get ahead of this then. So Ari walks over to Mina and asks, how are you doing?
I'm feeling a bit confused, but I think I'm
That's
all
fair.
right.
This has been kind of a crazy time. So we're airborne now. We're headed to the train that your brother's on. And then we're going to go
Good.
meet up with Thora once we've taken care of all that, because Thora wants to talk to you. Thora acted like she knew you. How well do you know Thora?
Met Thora. I don't know why she wants to talk to me.
Okay. She seemed concerned about you. Worried that you were caught up in something. So she wants to...
Just trying to help my brother.
And that's admirable. And, you know, once we figure out what your brother is doing... and, I mean, do you have any idea? Why did he need your help?
He just said it was important that the sword not be where it was.
Okay.
And then we needed to go north to do something with the sword in Karnath.
Karnath? Okay. Okay. So, Mina, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Just so here in a little bit, things don't get worse once we get to your brother. So you were about to take off into the city away from us, and I don't know where were you headed when you were about to run off?
I don't know. I was trying to get away from people who wanted me. Was I
People...
running from you?
There was commotion and confusion back at the embassy. The ambassador wanted to keep you, and we didn't want that to happen. So we were trying to get you out.
Maybe that's what it was.
Thora wanted us to keep you safe. Yeah. And you running off by yourself would make that difficult for us. So we wanted to make sure you were safe on the boat, up in the air, away from all the craziness going on in the city.
Huh. All right.
Ari, once again, maintaining his telepathically with Ezri. I feel like I need to tell her that she's been charmed before she wakes up and realizes she's been charmed, and that might soften the blow of her realizing she's been charmed. Does that make sense? Do you think it'll help?
She seems impulsive, but might as well. If we're in the air, it won't matter
All right.
too much.
Hopefully. So Mina, part of making sure that you were safe is the reason you seem confused is you've been magically charmed to not be as scared of us as you were when you were trying to run away, because we're trying to keep you safe.
I was trying to run away from you.
Yeah.
You charmed me.
Because we were worried about you and we didn't want you to get hurt. Because Thora wants us to make sure that you're safe. And I know that once this spell wears off, you're going to know that anyway. So I'm trying to at least have you understand a little bit why it was done. Because this is not something that I like doing. But I made that choice. I'm not a victim here or anything. But I just wanted to try to explain our side of it. We're concerned about you. We're concerned about your brother because we worked with your brother before. Your brother knows us. And we don't understand what he's doing. So we're trying to figure that out. If he needs our help, we want to help him.
Why is he a vampire?
I don't know.
How long has he... When did you notice a change in him?
Sometime after we got that sword.
So he took the sword
That's not
before
good.
he changed.
Yeah. He said he'd learned something about the sword, and it was important to get it away from everyone.
Okay. And then after he got the sword is when he wanted to head north.
Yes.
I mean,
Alright.
do you think there's any chance that we could get the sword from him without a fight? We don't really want to hurt him.
Don't think he'll give it to you.
We really don't. Is there any way that... I mean, do you have any insight as to how we could reason with him? Anything we could do? We like Esri just said, we don't want to hurt your brother.
You should just leave him alone.
That's
Doesn't want to hurt
unfortunate.
anyone.
Okay, question, Philip, from the recording, because Ari would obviously remember this and Eric, the player, can't. The footage that we saw of him taking the sword, were people hurt in that process?
There was no
Basically,
sign of
almost.
anyone being hurt.
Okay. I mean, he already hurt people. I know that, like, it's not your all's fault that that fight broke out at the embassy, but he killed someone.
They were attacking him. They were attacking me. He was defending himself.
I know, but a lot of people want him because of the sword, because he's a vampire, for any number of reasons. So he's not going to be left alone. If not by us, by the world at large. So we want
If
to...
you leave him alone, then that's fewer people who are after him.
But if the sword has caused a change in him and we can get the sword away from him, then maybe he'll go back to being his old self. Maybe it won't be... Maybe people won't want to go after him then. So by us going after him now, we're saving him long-term hardship from both himself and others who try to go after him.
They're already... You think just because whatever the sword is doing, you think you reverse that and the Citadel won't still hunt him down?
I mean, if there's a decent...
Or the Royal Eyes?
There can be an explanation. There can be... I mean, there can be restitution. There can...
You don't work with spy agencies, do you?
I work with a spy. And I've moonlit with Lucan before. You know, I've worked with him, so...
Did you double cross him?
No, we didn't double cross him. I promise. Like,
And you don't understand what this means?
It's bad, but we're trying to do anything we can to keep him from being hurt. Because, like you said,
You're not going to do a better job of that than he is.
we can have some backup. Like, it's never your best option to be alone.
If you're trying to be discreet, it often is. Taught me a lot of tradecraft. And usually you're better off by yourself if you're trying to hide.
Just leaving Lucan alone isn't an option for one major reason, and that's my friends are on that train. So I have to go to that train.
Go
And
to
by
the
the
train.
time we get...
Get your friends off the train.
But they might already be engaged with Lucan at that point. So we need a way to neutralize the situation.
The sword. I don't want to hurt him. And Sorry. beep. I don't want to hurt him.
Watch your mouth, man.
And we want to keep you as much out of this as we're capable of. But I need the sword.
Why do you need the sword?
It is an enormously long story. It would take something like, I don't know, 120 hours to really explain it all. Somewhere in that realm. But I need it to give to somebody else who needs it or who wants it.
It's dangerous.
Yes, I'm aware.
That's exactly why he took it. He's trying to keep it out of people's hands.
That is an unfortunate reality.
I don't know what you want me to say. You seem like you mean well. And I have a sense that you're trustworthy and on my side. But
Are we airborne? Yep.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you just drop it? Is it a thing that you can drop?
No, I can't.
But I don't know what you want me to do.
I don't actually think we are asking anything of you except we just kind of want you to know what we're about.
I mean, if there's anything you can do to help us speak to Lucan and talk him down if our friends are already engaged with him. But more than anything, we want you to be safe and stay on the ship when we go to try to retrieve our friends.
Friends have already engaged with him, then tell them to get away from him and let him go, and it'll be fine.
Okay, we can try that, but
I'll cast Dispel
you know,
Magic.
primarily, like,
Sure. Unless Ari wants to contest that.
I
Okay.
couldn't even if I wanted to, so
Fair enough.
I did not take counter
She shakes her head.
yet.
That should be more normal.
Right.
I wasn't lying to you that your safety is the reason that I'm here. Is the reason Thor has sent us.
Believe that.
Is there somewhere we can take you
We're going fine.
that you know to be safe? Doesn't seem like it, but if there is.
I mean, if Thora knows, then the Citadel surely knows.
Surely.
There was
I don't know.
footage. That I wouldn't know that word.
Yeah,
There was
we-
some sort of magical recording of it happening.
Spell shard that showed what happened.
Then no.
Thor wants you out of it, Mina. Like, that's her desire. She wants you to be able to lead a normal life, even after all this has happened. We're going to
I
try
got
to get our
into it
friends.
because I love my brother and I wanted to help him.
I know.
Not looking for someone to decide when I need to get out of it.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. You said that you said the sword changed your brother. In what way?
He could do things he couldn't do before. And seemed to be... Sunlight bothered him.
Was there any kind of, I guess, personality change? Was he happier, sadder, meaner, kinder?
It hasn't exactly been normal circumstances, so it's hard to say.
Okay. Listen, Thor doesn't want to control you. Once we get back to Stormreach and can talk to her, you're free to do whatever you want. We have to go get our friends first. And
You're only abducting me as far as Stormreach.
I will pay for your passage back if that's what you want after we've talked to Thora.
I'll take it a step further, Ari.
And that's a promise.
We're not going to force you to go to Stormreach. We would like you to. That's where we're headed back to, hopefully after this, and so we can provide protection. And we have more resources there, but I could give you a few names of people in Sharn to look up if you want to. And not the...
Sharn would be a very bad idea.
Stormreach is going to be a safe place to lay low from the Citadel, if nothing else.
Once you've dealt with my brother.
Like I said, I just want to make sure my friends are okay and protect them, because they do the same for me.
She gets up and walks over and just stares off the deck, looking like a sullen teenager.
Ari turns to Ezri. That went remarkably better than I thought it would.
She's still here.
Still here, and she didn't cast Burning Hands.
Yes, we're still here. She's still here.
Is that a thing she could have done?
The boat is still
Nothing's
in the air.
on fire.
No.
Chef's kiss. Okay, so how are we going to get on this train? Just jump for it? Because I'm not great at that.
No, that's not what we do.
Oh, I can teleport. I guess I could do that.
Oh.
Only 30 feet, though.
So there was something about weapons and oh crap.
Remember how Pog, Shade, and I all checked our weapons and armor at the embassy, and then the way we left the embassy made it to where we can't go back to get those ever again?
Oh.
So like Fury's Edge and all the stuff that Solarka made, and so.
Huh.
Meanwhile, back on the vessel. Now, I did mention that Demise's ritual takes about an hour, which means that everybody can have a short rest if you desire it.
Including us
desire it.
airborne folk.
Desire it very much.
Yeah, you're going to be traveling for a bit, so yes, everyone can have a short rest. So, Pog and Shade, you're in a cargo car on a train, and there are 6 skeletons. And Demise is arranging them. She's digging around in crates and things like that, finding things to serve as weapons for the skeletons and equipping them as best she can. And then she goes into one of the pouches on her backpack and takes out a lacquered, gilded mask with a sort of death mask, and puts it on her face and walks over to one of the skeletons and leans really close and lays her hand on its face, and the eyes start to glow with this sort of baleful green fire that's mirrored in the eyes of the mask. And then she walks to the back and opens the door, and the skeleton goes out, and you hear the clanging as the skeleton scampers up onto the roof.
And this is a mask Pog recognizes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you met her in an alley once.
Yeah.
In fairness, she did drop zombies on Falco.
Oh, good. Yeah. Everything got better because of her involvement.
I don't really think we can blame her involvement for how that went. There's lots of blame to go around, but I think surprisingly little of it lands at this woman's feet. Anyway, she walks back in and says, "Well, he'll keep an eye on the roof in case Lucan tries to get out that way, and I can keep an eye through his eyes." She taps the mask. "Now, what I propose to do is send these gentlemen forward. They'll cause a bit of chaos, and that should flush Lucan out of wherever he's hiding."
Pog is pointedly going to look at Shade because the mask has all kinds of connotation in this moment. Pog is sitting just staring at Shade.
That seemed like it would draw a lot of attention.
Yes, now is the time when we want that kind of attention.
Right. Right. And the... Okay. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. That makes sense.
Excellent. She turns and the skeletons all lurch and move forward. She walks over, opens the door. They move between and into another cabin, which you passed through, which was a sleeping car. And the skeletons begin just lurching their way down, slamming against doors. People start screaming. General chaos erupts on the train. What are you and Pog doing in the midst of all this?
Shade is following the skeletons. She did not clarify whether or not they would harm people or anything, and so has regrets about that.
Mm-hmm. These doors are mostly closed, and the skeletons are scraping against them. People, you see faces appear in the windows, see the skeletons, and people shriek and leap back from the windows. And the door at the far end of the car opens, and one of those guards steps in, looks at the skeletons, looks at you, and then rushes forward and is just overwhelmed by a bunch of skeletons who are clawing and punching and stabbing with the things that they've got, and take him to the ground and just bear him down and overwhelm him.
Oh boy. What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm not against violence, but this is weird.
Just a means to an end. Demise walks past you among the skeletons.
So to that end, when your skeletons get to Lucan, what's your plan with him?
And we'll know where he is, and we'll neutralize him.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if he's become a vampire, as it seems to be the case, then the best thing we can do... And there are skeletons tearing a person apart behind her as she has this conversation. The simplest thing to do is to incapacitate him and put a stake through his heart. That will paralyze him. And then we can take him where we want to. The screaming in the pile of skeletons stops, and the skeletons get up and begin proceeding forward through the car.
Do we have to kill everybody to do this?
No, I imagine most people will run.
He was trying to run, and
no, he was trying to stop them. He was trying to. Well, he was a security for this vehicle, so he was trying to do that.
So those are who you're gonna just kill all of?
Probably, yes. on any kind of thing like this, when you do this sort of job, there will be some passenger who gets some sort of heroic emotion in their mind and draws a sword.
I don't like that. I don't think that changes you, but I don't like that. Is all.
Yeah, I'm not the moral compass of the group, but I do that sounds too far.
Well, that would have been an objection to raise before the skeletons.
Well, you didn't say they were shred people skeletons.
Yes. We've met some comeback skeletons, and they were different.
That's very strange. Well, we shouldn't let them get too far ahead. And she turns and follows the skeletons. As she goes, she unslings the bow that she carries and fits an arrow in the string as she follows behind the skeletons.
I don't feel good about this, Pog. I don't.
I don't know if I think we need Lucan more dead or her more dead. I think it might be her, to be honest. This is not good. This is really not good.
Yep. Esri would know how to kill skeletons.
Yep. Has oh boy. We can't let them get too far, but
No.
Pog's gonna start walking behind, keeping the distance. As soon as the guys get here and I get Fury's Edge back, we will just kill the skeletons, and we will work with them on what the plan is for this. This is so much more than I expected. I don't know.
This has happened really fast.
This is a lot in a little bit of time.
I could just lightning the skeletons, and then that would be a distraction, like Demise wanted, but also not killing hero passengers.
But when she gets mad and decides she wants to fight us, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think you saw what she did to that guard back there. And
Did not.
I think she could probably make the hero passengers into zombies. She feels like a zombie kind of a person.
Hey, Pog, I don't
The door at the far... She has gone through the door at the far end, and looking past, you can see that that's just a regular passenger car. So the people in there are just in seats. They're not behind closed doors, and there's a lot of screaming.
I'm going to run towards that. And while doing that, let Pog know we are not going to recommend her to have babies with Esri anymore.
Valid.
And
Boy. Shit,
they're
we
just
can't do
attacking
it
the
like this.
passengers?
Some of them, yeah. A lot of passengers are trying to get out of the way. Others are not able to get out of the way. A couple of passengers have produced weapons and have been set upon by skeletons.
Pog is going to swing on a skeleton, whichever one
Yeah.
he can get to first.
Yeah, I gotta kill a skeleton.
Okay. So I think at this point, we need to roll some initiative.
Yeah. It's been fun, guys. This is where it ends for all.
16.
Okay, so Shade is going to do whatever she does first, because initiative has not been good for me these last couple sessions. I'm an 8.
Enough. All right. So, all right. They.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Philip. Pog clarified that he grabbed a weapon when you were like, "Oh, there's weapons available," but I didn't clarify that Shade grabbed a short sword. Can I dictate that
Yep.
real quick? Okay.
You certainly can.
I thought
We
it
had
in
an
my
hour.
head, and then I added a short sword on my inventory sheet, but I didn't say it with my words.
Fair enough. What is her? And Shade, what was your initiative?
16.
Ari, would you go ahead and roll initiative just so that when this becomes a full party engagement, I know where to slot you in?
16.
Nice.
Hovered on the 20. Hovered on the 20.
Lass. Perfect. Esri, would you go ahead and give me an initiative roll for when you are able to join this?
Oh, there's a lot of assumptions in that statement. 7.
So, yes, we have our initiative going. So here's the situation, guys. Behold the map. Demise and the skeletons are up here in this passenger car. Pog and Shade are just behind in this sleeper car. As you guys are going past, a lot of passengers are like tumbling out of the sleeper car, look at you, scream, and just try to get away. Like they're others have barricaded themselves in the sleeper cars for their own protection. In the skies above, Esri and Ari, over the intercom, you hear, "Yeah, y'all want to get up on deck. I think we're coming up on your train."
As Ari stands to walk, he test 1 2. Shade, Pog, how are we doing down there?
You guys hear it.
Very bad. It's all bad.
Not
We
great.
are about to have a real big problem. Real big. I can't talk anymore,
Has
but you need to
Lucan found
bring
you?
all of our stuff right now.
I have none of your things, but we'll come with high spirits and good attitudes.
That's not an.
No.
And then he takes his hand off because it's time to start swinging this. The moment Pog never forgives. For
Ari turns to Mina and
approaches.
says, "Mina, please stay here, and we'll get it all sorted."
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. She is not inclined to trust you.
I'm gonna push that. I got a natural 1. 18.
Okay. She looks at you and then walks back over to the railing.
Ari was about to say thank you, but that feels kind of tone deaf, so he's just gonna take the perceived W and go on his way.
So, looking off the deck, you and Esri can see the line of the train ahead, and after a moment, you begin to make out that there is some figure on the roof of the train.
Okay.
Ezra, you got a beat on that figure?
No, I mean, not any better
you
than
can
anyone
see.
else. I can.
I mean, yeah, it's on the second to last car. You can see there's a figure standing, walking in a kind of lurching fashion forward along the train, occasionally leaning down and scrabbling with its fingers to keep purchase.
Looks unsteady. I want to turn to Malcolm. Be like, "What's your babysitting fee?"
I don't.
Mina's gonna stay on the ship.
That just seems to speak to her good sense.
Agreed.
And my good sense would like to just be assured that she's going to remain safe here.
giving you the impression that I'm going to harm some innocent girl on my ship?
Not to me, but I'm admittedly a terrible judge of character, so...
Not necessarily. I'm the type of person who would like to hear you say it, or if there's a incentive I can give.
Why are you being so weird today?
I have no intention to harm the teenager you brought on my vessel.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Beginning to rethink you all.
I wish I could be offended. How low are we getting to the train?
No one has given Malcolm instructions on what you intend to do yet. So right now, you're probably about 60 feet above the train.
Malcolm, do you got a rope ladder?
In the strictest manner, I mean, yes, I have a rope ladder. It's not that long.
Could you get a little bit lower?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Great, thank you.
It's over there by the gangplank. He points. There's, in fact, a rolled up rope ladder right by the boarding point.
This should make things easier. And Ari chucks it over the edge. Having secured it first, obviously.
It streams out at like a 45-degree angle in the speed of the ship.
Oof.
I'm a very experienced pirate. Okay, well. Ari starts to climb out on it to be down at the bottom once there's a safe... A safe drop point.
Safe.
As safe as can be hoped.
Okay.
When you said teleport, is that a thing you can do for both of us, or?
No! Sorry.
So, Ari, you're on the ladder, and Malcolm is bringing the ship in lower. Ari, as the ship gets lower, you have a pretty bad perception, so never mind.
I do. And also, I'm kind of scared, so...
Yep. Are you attempting to scale down the ladder?
Yeah, so I have
boy.
Misty Step, so I want to get as close as possible to 30 feet within the train so I can just teleport the rest of the distance, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So,
Yes, that
but
makes
yes,
perfect
I
sense.
assume I will have to climb down some length of the ladder in order to accomplish that.
Sure.
Unless Malcolm's really willing to get within 30 feet of the train in the airship. But that's
that cool?
asking a lot.
So let's go ahead into the turn order here. Shade, you're up first. So these doors are open, and you can see into the other compartment. And you are armed, as you said, with a short sword.
All right. I would like to swing my sword at the first skeleton.
Okay. You should be able to move your character on the map.
Ooh. Okay. Moving my character is not my struggle. My struggle is zooming in and out. I keep passing myself, but I think I moved my character.
Okay. So, yes, you can get up to the skeleton and make an attack.
$12.
That does not hit the skeleton.
Can I hit him again?
You have multi-attack, so yes.
Excellent. 12.
So you run up and you smash your sword into the skeleton, and it stands up, and its head swivels around.
Pog, they're tougher than they look.
Oh, good.
Okay, Ari, give me an acrobatics check to
That's so
work your
kind.
way down this ladder.
13.
Okay, you move at about half speed down the ladder. You get a few rungs down, and then like on one of them, your foot slips out, and it's like just sort of between the rungs of the rope ladder for a second. But with the rope ladder whipping around below you, and the car and the train car zipping ahead, although now you're about matching speed, it is very, very alarming. Make a perception check
This is just
to
academic.
gauge the distance.
10.
You think you're about 30 feet off the train roof.
Then I will cast Misty Step to land on the train roof.
Okay. You misty step and appear 5 feet in the air above the train roof, and there's this horrible moment before you land on the train roof, on your face, like just spread eagle holding as best you can. But you're on the roof.
Ari says to Esri telepathically, I made it.
Yeah, I see that. Doesn't do much.
Oh, good. You were watching.
for
I was
me.
concerned that nobody would be able to document this highlight of my life. Thank you. And then Ari touches his communicator. I'm on the train, everyone. I made it. And I looked real cool doing it. Reiterate, do not have your weapons or items, though.
A weird detail to throw in there.
I think he knows how little forgiveness from Pog is in his future here on this one.
Okay.
You left without your own stuff, homie.
We
Demise looks up, looks back, sees
Also
Shade
hi,
attacking one of the skeletons. Well, fine. And she turns and she's going to hurry past the skeletons. Goes through this door and closes it behind her.
Oh, awesome.
Pog, you're up.
Phil, do I see the skeleton 10 feet in front of me?
Yes,
also?
yes, it is now obviously a skeleton. Yes, sorry, I meant to mention that.
Gotcha.
Yes, you finally get the courage to lift your face a little bit, and there's definitely a skeleton scrambling its way forward on the car just ahead of you.
Ari would have asked, seeing that on his turn, skeleton friendly or no, gang?
No!
Big no. All no. Unless you're Demise.
Great. I'll take care of this.
They
one.
might still like Esri. And Pog is going to move forward and get up into this. Is there any chance I can move past Shade and get into the thick of the remainings in there?
Yeah, you'll be on awkward terrain because next to Shade is next to the skeleton is kind of a pile of luggage, but I would let you squeeze past Shade and stand in that corner in front of the skeleton.
Okay. Then I'd like to attack that one, not that Shade's engaged with, but the one that the diagonal from me there.
Okay, so you're attacking him over a seat, so I'm going to give him a little bit of cover, but that's fine.
And we're just gonna swing away. The first attack is a 25.
Yes, that hits.
That's I don't know what kind of cover you're giving him if it doesn't. Maybe we just quit
There's
this whole
just
thing, guys.
An entire wall.
maybe we just go home instead. He's gonna take 8 damage. You're gonna
Okay.
second attack to swing at him again. It's gonna be an 18
18 hits.
for 6
Nice.
damage.
You smash the skull of that skeleton.
Awesome. And the bonus action, while the flavor didn't necessarily happen, after the teleport, the echo dissipated, and because Pog is not fully in control of this, is how I'm flavoring. So my bonus action is going to be for the echo to appear on the far side of those 3 that are farthest, but facing back towards them, not facing her, facing back towards.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Esri. I
Yeah.
would say the train is about 40 feet below you.
I will cast guidance upon myself and begin descending the ladder.
Okay.
Actually, before
You can pick.
I go, is Malcolm within range of me, or are we in different parts of the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The helm is kind of enclosed, but he's got the door to it open.
So I'll just look at him. Please, if you can, protect her. And he'll swing over and start climbing the ladder down.
You're taking all the danger with you.
Good line. Good line.
Choose between acrobatics and athletics, and make a roll to descend.
Yep. It's all the same oat bag. Imagine he's more dexterous than athletic. On the whole, well, I'm definitely going to push that.
Remember, you're guided.
Yes, but it won't matter if I don't push it. That's better. Guidance is a D4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing again. Odds are that I do better than that. Yes, okay. And then my D4. Total of 15.
Total of 15.
I took
Okay.
12 damage to do it, but I got a 15.
You know, with many a slip, you manage to descend most of the way down down the ladder, and at the end of your movement, you are probably only 5-ish feet off the roof. The ladder is now mostly vertical, with weight on it, but you're still, you know, doing the special forces thing.
Yeah. Do I need another turn to drop?
You can use your action to try and drop down.
I use my action to guide myself.
Oh, okay. Then you could let go. That wouldn't really be an action.
That's
yeah,
free
I
action.
mean that's basically what I'm doing. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you drop the last few feet and land sprawled on the train, a little bit behind, say here.
Okay.
I can think of no reasonable way that Cal gets down here, Casey.
What about
Like,
unreasonable?
Cal can teleport.
Or is that
Um,
something
He
I
can teleport 30 feet, but he's going to teleport to 20 feet above the roof.
Could he leap first and then teleport?
Potentially. I'm willing to say that he does that. There will be some rolls.
We have lost
And
so
danger.
much already.
Oh. I know. I don't want him to get hurt.
Cal is loyal and wonderful. and Cal could totally jump and then teleport at the right distance. But I leave it to
The easy
Casey to
narrative
decide whether Cal would
justification
attempt that.
is Cal's last order was to stay with Mina, so
Yeah.
It's a good
But-
idea.
Yeah, that's true. Shade would not ask Cal to do that. So I am.
Okay. Cal stays like the good boy that he is, and
He's a good
protects Mina. Okay, that brings us to the turn of the skeletons. This skeleton continues to claw its way forward along the train car, away from you all.
love that. Love that for me.
This skeleton rounds and attacks Shade.
Yep.
For only 13.
Does not hit.
This skeleton turns and comes back and attacks Pog. For 22.
Chest hits.
Takes 6 points of slashing damage. This one also comes back and attacks Pog. For more. Take another 5 points of slashing damage. And this one continues forward.
While it moves, I will get an opportunity attack from my Echo.
Cool. Make it so. I need to make an Echo Mini.
That'll be a 20.
That will hit.
Just for 8 damage. No, I'm sorry. For 4 damage. For 4. Just a little tickle.
All right. Clips it as it goes by. Okay, back around to the top. Shade.
I'm going to attempt to stab a skeleton with a sword again.
Sure.
Well, that's a 1. Well, it's an 8. But I'm gonna attempt again. 20.
That does hit, actually.
Nice.
About time. And I do 8 damage to this skeleton.
Awesome. Ari.
Ari is going to, knowing that the skeletons are not on their side, going to take aim with his mind, looking at the skeleton, and has a brief moment where he reaches down to his hip for his gun and is like, oh, balls. And instead is going to cast Toll. No, it's necrotic damage, so Ari would be smart enough to not do that on a skeleton that's been risen from the grave. Okay. Philip, I know narratively I describe my Eldritch Blast as being based on my gun. So effectively, can I not cast Eldritch Blast, or can I come up with a different way my magic manifests in order to be Eldritch Blast? I'm fine either way. You tell me if that's something that Ari would need to work on.
Oh, no, I would let you cast. I'm sorry, I was trying to work out what you were. Yes, you can cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So Ari goes to reach for his gun, is like, oh no, and then just does a finger gun and like focuses his mind, and just a ray of grayish light emits
So this
from it.
this gun you
aimed at
have
the
is just
skeleton's
to
back.
look less dorky when you cast this spell.
He's never done this before, so
Come to find out, yes.
This gun's a prop.
11.
11 does not hit.
Ari with the second ray of Eldritch Blast, grabs his wrist to steady
The
his
finger
hand.
gun recoil.
13.
13 just hits.
Yeah! 2 damage. It's got to work out some kinks.
All you can do is tickle with the finger gun.
Yeah, and that's it for Ari.
Okay. That turn happens. That turn happens. And it's Pog's turn.
Okay. We are going to start with bonus action. I'm going to teleport again and swap places between Pog and
Nice.
his Echo, which would have been to there. And then coming from, because these two that were in front of Pog were the ones that were attacking him, right? My thought being
Yes.
the teleport swaps us in places, and so I would like to come back on those two with my movement and attack them from behind.
Okay, cool.
From the center now. So first attack, I'm going to swing to the one that's in the seat. Gonna push. 14
14 hits.
for 8 damage. And with the short sword in the other hand, I'm trying to envision swinging them simultaneously in a downward strike, trying to just stab into them. The other one will be a 24
Also hits.
for 6 damage. So just stabbing both of them in the back.
So you're hitting each skeleton once, right?
Each of them once,
You did.
yep.
Yeah. Rice up, jam the knives through the ribs of both skeletons, and both of them lurch forward. Okay. Esri, you're on a train.
Wonderful. I note that I have fallen.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I note that I have fallen right next to what on the map looks like a hatch of some sort.
You're right.
I'm gonna try to open that.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, you can open that hatch.
All right. If that is a hatch that
Why
lets
wouldn't
me
you be able to open
down
that hatch?
into the car, then I will open that hatch
Is
and go
there-
down into the car.
Sure enough, you would drop right into that cargo, so you'd be right about there.
As I get it open, I go, "Hey, Ari!" and then scamper down.
Oh, cool. I'll be here. Let's go. Oh, God. I'm going to die. I'm going to die on this train.
So in here, you see a few things,
Okay.
evidence of what has happened here. There are some, a bunch of boxes here have obviously been torn open. You can see there are some little leftover bits of bone on the ground, as well as a bunch of crystals that have gone dull and cracked, and an empty backpack.
I'll take the bones and shove them into the backpack and take the backpack.
Sure.
And then, is there a door out of this?
Yeah, there's a door right in front of you.
All right. As far as I can go with whatever I have left, I'll
Okay,
head through.
I would say you probably can get as far as, say, here.
All right.
So there's lots of people. As you come through here, you see lots of doors are barricaded. There's the very messy remains of an Orion train security officer, and one of the doors flies open and says, "Don't go up there! Don't go up there! There's crazy people and skeletons."
That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Just watch in horrified silence as you walk on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, cool. The skeletons. This skeleton is going to jump across and continue up
Oh,
this way.
that's nice.
Your minor irritation did not draw his ire.
This skeleton here is going to turn and attack Pog's Echo. Which is, they're not smart. That's only 13. I have no idea what your Echo's AC is.
It is 18, so it does not hit.
Okay. And then the other one is going to attack Pog. But not well, for only a 7. And then the last one is going to attack Shade. Better, for a 22. So, welcome back, Casey. Take
Awesome.
5 damage.
Thank you. Fun times.
Right? And this skeleton, the door just closed in front of it, so I guess it's going to turn back and come after Pog.
Makes sense. I would too.
For 17,
Yep.
take 10 slashing damage.
Ouch. That was rude.
Well, they are, they just are not very polite skeletons. They didn't come back with particularly good manners. That's just
Tisk tisk.
the way it is.
I don't.
Okay.
I should have asked this. I'm just now seeing that I've adjusted my inventory. Can we say that I wore the bracers to the ball?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say you could get away with the bracers.
Okay.
Okay. So that was the skeletons. So we're back around to Shade.
Finish him. Hopefully.
Sorry, that was Casey laughing because my damage has been minimal. Okay. Come on. I'm gonna swing a sword. I rolled a 20.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Give me double dice.
All right. Sweet. That is 23.
You
I rolled 2
I mean, you
fives
just bring
for
the
that.
short sword down and it just cracks and all the bones just fall apart again. It just goes back
Yes.
to a pile of bones.
Excellent.
And you still have another attack, so
I will
was gonna
attack
say.
again. Yes. Yes, this one that is right behind Pog. Oh. I'm just gonna set myself in the same space, apparently. $13.
13 does just hit.
Okay. 5 damage.
That actually kills that one because Pog had previously damaged it.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice. So yes, you smash
It was Pog's encouragement.
smash through one into the other, annihilate it. Okay. Then
I have the.
Ari.
All right. I am going to, as Ari move forward, my full speed, and continue to shielding my eyes from the wind, and then bringing up my new toy and bracing my own wrist, and firing the finger guns once again.
Another one of those phrases that may never have been said
22.
before.
100% questionable phrase.
22 does hit.
Oh, balls. I was going to do Hexblade's Curse before I attacked. Damn it. 3 damage. And then with my second... 14.
14 hits.
7 more damage. Just
That skeleton's head pops right off.
yeah. Oh, nobody saw it. Ari, just kind of looks around and, is prepared to continue moving forward to probably in between these cars up ahead to actually get into the train. But yeah, that's it for my turn.
Okay. So at that point, you see
Oh no.
a couple cars ahead of you,
Oh god.
a figure emerge onto the roof.
Oh god. Why? Oh no.
Of
Oh god.
Lucan.
Oh boy.
Ari's gonna die.
Oh boy.
Ari's gonna die.
Oh
Ari's
boy.
I don't have my armor.
You see Lucan just climb easily, just walk essentially on hands and feet up on, in creepy horror fashion, up onto the roof, and then stand up and draw out the sword again, look around, and see you. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh. Oh no.
Time for a negotiation.
Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media and our Discord and our merch store down below, as well as to the Patreon. And to Colin's Twitch, where he is SorryBTR. The O is a 0, so be sure to check him out. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.